I know this may seem like a weird video, and that's because it is. So basically, my sister always makes noise when she comes home, and she's out 11 minutes away at her boyfriend's house. So if I try to go to sleep now, I just know I'd be woken up, and I don't want to just lay in bed, and I don't want to go on my computer because blue light's bad. Also, look at how cool the Nerf gun is when like the light changes color and it exemplifies it. It's pretty cool actually watching all the colors and what they do to different colors for like posters and things. Pretty fun. So I decided, why not lay in the dark? But then I said, no, let's not do dark. Let's do rainbow, because that's more fun. And actually, I think I can make it slower than this. Let's see if I can. Kind of like, I have to just. The sensor is in the top right of my curtain, so I just have to like hold it out and try aiming it there. Yeah, it's slower. All right. So I just thought, why not do some voices? Because, why not? So I did this one voice, and this will be followed by a sort of quandary. So like I was doing like a, oh, honey buns, why don't you just come on down to my shack and we'll have ourselves a real nice time and I'll treat you to something you didn't even know existed. And I was like, wait, why is that appealing to women? Do people, like, I see that in a lot of movies, shows, books, a lot of things. Guys calling girls like baby or honey, is that actually attractive to women? I don't think it is. I feel like if I were a girl and a guy, regardless of how they looked or how I knew them or how their personality was, I think if they said baby to me, especially if it were in a sentence such as, come on to my house, baby, or something like that, that's just like, no, I don't like call it baby. That's weird. I do not like baby. I mean, I wouldn't know. I'm a guy. I'm not a girl. But baby, honey, etc., sweetie, can't think of any others. If you're not in a relationship with them, if you are in a relationship, it's better, but still, I don't even think I would. I'm not really into names, but I wouldn't call my girlfriend baby. Hey, babe. No, just why? I honestly would call them their name a lot, but that's just personal. I'm not into names, which may affect my opinion on it, but do people actually like being called baby? I just found it very strange. That's another voice I could do that I haven't done. Well, of course, British voice is always easy to do. I've noticed my S's whistle a lot. Like if I do an S sound, I can very easily whistle it. Okay. And it's very difficult for me to actually stop that, which ruins many voices sometimes. Right now it seems fine. I'm not sure what affects it, what traits, but I'm trying not to do it. Can't describe how I try to avoid it, but it is very annoying when I'm in a lovely voice like this one. It's soothing and it's smooth, and then I get a sound like an S, like a soothe. I can't really replicate it right now. I'm not sure why, but when I get a sharp S, and it just ruins everything. Although it is lovely now, if I could maintain this voice without my S's whistling at all, it would be much nicer. See, it's kind of wild to think. This is what you can hear of my voice. Now, if you were with me in person, this would be much more clear. And you could even feel it if you were close enough. And perhaps it's even stranger given the fact that I'm a 6 or 7 out of 10 15-year-old white male. A very generic white male. In fact, I'm like the epitome of standard. I'm white. I am pretty much pure American. I am 5'7", which is the average, essentially. Well, higher end of average, but average in general. I am dark brown haired, which I'm pretty sure is the standard. I mean, I'm really just average in terms of appearances. Now, in terms of physique, I'm above the average American. In terms of the average European, or really anyone aside from American, I'm not sure. Probably somewhat standard. I mean, I do have muscle. I do rock climbing. But I'm not sure how much higher I would be against like a typical 15-year-old European person, a Irish person, a Scottish person, you know. But overall, I am very standard looking. And occasionally, I like to have the thought, imagining what it's like. Like, one thing you can't really replicate. I mean, you could, I suppose, with a few methods. but you can't get the real experience of talking and interacting with yourself, really. Think about it. You interact with other people, and in your perception, everyone else is the person, and you are you. You are your own main character. But they are interacting with you. You can easily, well, perhaps not, but maybe something I've done more than I should have is imagine from other people's perspective. I can very easily do that and imagine how other people see and think potentially. But you're part of that. Imagine your appearances, how you talk, how you stand around, how you look, etc. That's what they see of you. And every time I look in the mirror, what I see isn't particularly something I find attractive. And I always think, is this off-putting for other people? I don't know if it is. I mean, I don't think it is. No one ever seems off-put. And I believe other people do stranger things. Stranger things. But it is fascinating to think people see us as us. We are ourselves, they are themselves. And it's a sort of interchange of main character syndrome. Well, perhaps not that. That's specifically when someone is very pompous and arrogant and cocky. But, I suppose by definition, main character syndrome would be an accurate way to describe the phenomena. No phenomena. Phenomena is plural. Right. Watching one of my favorite YouTubers, Danny Gonzalez, he says familiar with an R, familiar, not familiar, very frequently, and it is very aggravating. Of course, there are many words people constantly mess up, and I hate it. I'm quite the grammar part myself. I'm probably the grammar sheriff, honestly. Aside from, like, the you and I, me and you, that one is easily dismissible. I will not judge you for that. In fact, I don't even know the correct orientation. It's weird, and none of them sound wrong particularly. So, heck, even Charles Schultz made a strip about it. One of his earlier Peanut strips. He made, okay, I believe it was Charlie Brown playing a card game with Patty. Not Peppermint Patty, the first Patty. And Patty said to Charlie something to the effect of, you wrote she and me on the board. Shouldn't it be I and her? Or should it be us and them? And then just like listed multiple pronouns. It was quite humorous. I have an extensive knowledge of comic strips, as you can tell from my collection over there. Can't make it out now, but the one on the bottom left is Peanuts. You can find my room tour of me talking about that. That's one of my first introductions to the 60s to 70s culture. Actually, probably the first. Maybe Learning the Wrong Highway to Hell came before it. But my dad had a book on the creation of Peanuts, and I didn't really like the creation aspect of it. I wasn't into history and etymology and etc. Back then, and I was about 8 or 9, maybe earlier, probably around 8 or 9. And I would just read the strips demonstrated in that book, and I liked them. So my dad got me a full-size Peanuts collection book of an entire decade. And the Peanuts story is quite humorous, because I actually have the 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s collection, but I didn't have Sunday strips. I hadn't known, for the years I owned them, that I had not seen a single Sunday strip from Peanuts. It's insane. I don't know how that oversight was so massive. You know what else is massive? But anyways, so I did get Sunday strips. I only went through them one time, and I was just like, wow, I still am fascinated. How did I never notice I did not have Sunday strips? I find that quite crazy. For quite the die-hard fan I am. Sam I am. Green eggs and ham. In terms of the other ones, Far Side, definitely got tired fast. My nitpick with Far Side is not Far Side itself, but other people. I have seen so many comics, especially on cards of sorts, like birthday cards, get well cards, essentially ripping off the style. Now you may say, oh, well, no, a one-frame cartoon with a caption, that's not ripping off. Aside from the fact that the humor is the exact same, the characters are pretty much the same, and the art style is nearly the exact same, and the captioning styles even look the same. I mean, come on. And when you do change it, I've never really seen a good one, honestly. It's just cringe. It's sad. Art, okay, so, Let's carry it into this one. My mouth is getting a bit dry now. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Well, I had this great thought. Music is so complicated. I was trying to think, okay, well, there's the different genres of music, and I was thinking, well, the evolution of music is the demographic has changed if you think about it. So let's say we start in the early 1800s, perhaps maybe later 1800s. I don't know the time frame of music. Beethoven, Bach, their times. That was meant for more upper class people. That was a older man upper class thing. Then we transitioned into swing, which was adults. Then Elvis's era, the coming of rock. Oh, the coming of rock. That's something I've written in my other writings document. That's funny. So yes, that era was meant for perhaps younger adults. Then rock and roll was meant for teenagers. And then pop was meant for children. And now it's meant for whatever, because, the general culture of the world is in a decline, so has the music followed. But the demographic changed, and I was like, I had all these multiple thoughts about how complex music is, defining it, the evolution of it, bod music, how sounds are perceived, what's considered music. And that was only considering really American and European music. I hadn't even considered music from around the world. So music is this fascinatingly complex thing that I personally would love to see a 3-hour video by maybe, perhaps not Veritasium. I don't know if Veritasium would make a video on that. I don't know who would. Who of the people I watch would make a video on that, but I would love to see it. The history, evolution, diversity, complexity, etc. of music. Because it sure is an interesting topic, I think. Wow, my tongue is getting exceptionally dry. It is getting difficult to articulate my words. Should I change accents? I don't know. It's kind of funny. I believe when I began it, I was more of a subtle and calm tone like this. But now I've gotten a more inquisitive tone. Well, then again, of course, the actual topic of the conversation, discussion. Does the discussion involve one person? Is that possible? The query? What is a singular form of discussion? The topic. I mean, I can think of words topic, query, subject, but what is the act of talking about that in a single form? I don't know if discussion can be singular. That's interesting. But yes, me talking about it has shifted to a more inquisitive tone, just how the accent followed. So essentially I was doing one general accent, and it's not the accent that changed, it was the same accent, but in a different tone. Some reason, like if I talk like this, is my normal tone. But like if I'm having questions, I'll start talking like this, so the tone of that changes. But if I switch to this accent, it's the same thing. The tone changes, not the accent. Goodness, my tongue, it feels like it's, well, the initial joke I was going to make, though I didn't have it formulated yet, I knew the thought of the joke was going to lead to something quite perilous, so I won't make that one. I'll think of something else. Dry as sandpaper, we'll leave that one simple. Let me tell you about the worst food I've ever had. So, I was sick once. Well, once, that's quite an inaccurate way of saying that. I do want to switch accents. Don't know what to do. Could do more posh bit, is it? No. This one's fine for now. So, I was sick, and this one time, I had a very, very, very sore throat. Very sore. Every breath, every cough, every exhale and inhale, even not doing anything, it just hurt. And I hated that. So my mom, in an attempt to fix it, I should have said my mum, shouldn't I? Mom. It is funny saying a meme in which they say mum. It's a British meme. Quite funny. Oh yeah, even on the Minecraft Dungeons, collected.uk or something, there is, what is it, a quiz game, and you can guess the name of items, and I got so many wrong, because they spelled armor as O-U-R, not O-R. It's funny. But it is .uk, so perhaps it's a United Kingdom thing. Anyways, where was I? Oh no, I've gone so off track, I seem to have lost the topic. I was on the Oh, darn. Oh, the worst food, right. So, very, very sore throat. My mom made me this vegetable broth. And you can imagine how bad that is alone. Keep in mind, I'm picky. I don't even like watermelon. So every legitimately bad tasting thing is toxic waste to me. So vegetable broth, you can imagine how bad that is for you, let alone me. But to soothe my throat, she added much salt. Heavily salted vegetable broth that is piping hot. That vile contraption of strange fluids, as a meme would describe, I believe, for strange liquids, I believe it's strange fluids, it was despicable. I was unable to put that near my throat. Oh, good. Like, of all the foods I dislike, imagining them in my head is like, oh yeah, that was bad. Imagining this in my head, if I'm vivid with it because of how creative I am, oh, it brings disgust to me. I just, oh, so bad. I never do that. But luckily, she noticed I didn't like it. She put it in ramen, and I like salty foods, really, so a very salty ramen. I didn't even notice the vegetable broth. It worked well there, but on its own, oh, goodness. I do not advise you to eat that. Eat it as you wish, but salted vegetable broth that's hot while you have a sore throat, you're sick, and you're picky, very, very picky. Not a great option. What other things could I blabber about here? Honestly, I could just mention anything I want. My dreams? I'm not sure if I haven't. Have I? I don't believe I have. So let me discuss my dreams. First one. I believe this is the oldest dream I can recall. And essentially, okay, let me set the scene. First of all, you're in a large, imagine a room, not really a room, I guess it is a room, but you're 50 feet off the ground. The ceilings are hundreds of feet high. The walls, the left wall, okay, so you're facing one direction against one wall. The left wall is so far there's fog. The back wall is so far there's fog. The right wall is only about 200 feet away. I don't know why that one's so close. And same with the front wall. And the front wall has an opening, a square, I think square opening. And there's razors around the place. Now, that's because my Razor scooter. So imagine the Razor scooter logo, that saw blade. Just of different sizes, shapes, speeds, flying around. Not flying around, they were spinning, but they were hovering in place. Not even hovering, they're like solid in place, spinning. And the fog in the room, it's red. Not like a super strong red, but quite red. You are Fat Stanley, essentially. So, yeah, you're Fat Stanley, you're flat, you're long. Your body is like not 3 feet, 2 foot wide, probably a few millimeters thick, and 100 feet long, head at the top and feet at the end. And you're carrying a ton of people out on your body. You're flying. You fly out of the hole to save them into this Minecraft flat world. Flat world? What did I call that? It's called a... Oh my goodness. It's called a super flat world. Thank you. God dang. I don't remember it for the life of me. So, onto the super flat world-like thing. Just a bunch of grass. That's all I remember of the dream. It's like a 3 seconds, really. It's interesting. Now, the best dream I have ever had. Oh, it was so fun. So, at the end of the block, there's a cul-de-sac. Not block, but end of a street near me, where my friend used to live. Approximately 400 feet down a road. So, walk out my driveway, turn right, go down for 70-ish feet, turn left, and go down that road to the end of the cul-de-sac. No break-offs, just a long road to a cul-de-sac. That part's really irrelevant. I don't know why I said that, but I did. So, instead of houses, there were steampunk-style buildings, hundreds of feet tall. I don't know why I'm using feet so often, but I just have to give proportions to things. So very, very tall buildings. And they were collapsing. They were on fire, and they were collapsing. So, gradually, not all at the same time, but things were falling off, falling apart. I had a grappling hook, which I could use very well. I was swinging around the flaming and collapsing buildings, while there were enemies inside, and I was fighting them while saving people, returning them to the ground, and then swinging back up to fight the enemies. That was epic. I would so love to have that dream again. Oh my goodness, I loved it. Most of my dreams are a combination of things I recall, and they're very random. So describing them takes a lot of effort, and I never want to type them out. And they're not really worth describing because it's just like random things that I remember the very small details that are just unrealistic, so it's super hard to put into words. I remember quite a lot of my dreams, honestly. One dream, one recurring one, not recurring anymore, but when I was a kid, I used to have a dream frequently. It's sort of like a two-part thing that's similar. One is where I can ball up into a ball and I would levitate. So I never had really flight. I could just levitate by going into a ball. Slowly levitate. When I would let go of going into a ball, I would fall down. To stop myself from hitting the ground and dying, I would have to go into a ball again to stop my descent. So yeah, that's a weird one. And then one where if I just take the focus off of my running, I lose focus, I clear my mind, I just sort of drift, I like float forward, and that time I actually could fly. I couldn't really control it that much, but I could just kind of like glide across. And those dreams always felt so real. I don't know why. And I would think, is this reality? Can I really do this? I don't know why that one was real. One theme that's still recurrent, in fact, a dream I had not last night, the night before, where I went to Korea. There's my gym, there's a lot of weird things. I always see my friends from elementary school because I don't have friends. So I know Jed, I know my family, I know the people at the coffee shop. That's really it. So the main characters are almost always people from my elementary school. In fact, the one last time was Fox. It is kind of strange how many people from elementary school I remember the names, because I don't have names to remember. Remembering names isn't really a thing for me anymore. I don't do it very well. So I can remember Fox. He was a long-haired kid, quite rude. Okay, well now I'm just gonna... I'll get back to dreams, but first I'm going to list as many names as I can. Alright, so first, females. We'll start with females. We got Eve, Ashlyn, Breland, Milo, Samantha, two Samanthas, Nevaeh, well, no, I can't seem to remember many females, can I? Lillian Gray? No, Lillian Baker? It's also a B. I remember because my initials look a lot like a cursive L and B, but it's really a J, because what I do is I go to the right, loop it around down, and then when I get to the end of the J, I loop it to the start of the B at the bottom, so that looks like a cursive L. But it's really just a J and a B connected and fancy. And I actually made it in second grade. I was just messing around. I wanted a signature, and I made it, and it stuck with me ever since, and I love it. But anyways, Lily, for some reason, she thought I liked her. So when I wrote my initial, she thought it meant LB, so I was writing her name, and I was like, oh, it's not about you. Oh my goodness. Ugh. So yes, Lillian, I believe, Baker. Or something with a B. I'm quite sure it was Baker. All right, more females. What's her name? No, I can't do her. Juliet. I think she's autistic. Got along with her quite well. Who else? I can picture a lot of the faces, honestly, but the names is tougher. I didn't talk to many girls, really, I don't think. I bonded well with the boys. Well, I didn't really bond well with the boys. I bonded well with a few boys. Everyone else thought I was weird, because I was weird. But being weird is good. I like being weird. I don't want to be normal. So now for the boys. Oh, goodness. Okay. First grade, no one. Second grade, okay, I don't know the grades, but here we go. We got Bryson. Boomer. His name was actually Boomer. That's strange. He's actually some sort of special needs. At the time, I didn't know it, but he was always athletic. I somewhat admired him, but he was kind of rude as well. There's a lot of jerks in my school. Speaking of which, wait, no, I'm picturing the wrong person. I'm picturing, oh, goodness, what was his name? I can't remember his name, darn it. Anyways, we got Garrett, another Milo, a male one. He was weird, he cried a lot, it's kind of annoying. Yeah, a lot of people I hang out with were weird, because, the only people I got along with. Alright. DJ. He was like half bully, not really. Archangelo, he was a bully. Oh, why am I losing all the names? I swear, I can remember more. Okay, Brennan Cartwright, I know that name exactly. Then we got Fox, he had long hair, he was kind of weird, also kind of a jerk, as I mentioned. It'd be funny if Brennan was just watching this video. This is a completely random video from someone he doesn't know. And then his exact name is mentioned and he's confused as fuck. That would be hilarious. So Breland Snyder is the exact name of my crush. But not when I tried to find her like later on just for fun, see if I can contact her. She doesn't have any social media accounts, so don't try to look for her. Or Brendan Cartwright. Or anyone I name, please. Don't try to find people, that's weird. Who else? Why am I struggling to remember their names? There were so many of them. Oh, Grant Gold? Grant Gold. Grant Golden. There we go. He was a kid everyone picked on, including me, honestly, because he was quite weird. But not like the good kind of weird, just like the bad kind of weird. Who else? Notice like 90 or 80% of the people with names have been bullies or jerks. It's a pretty common theme. Or perhaps they just stuck better, because, you know. Okay, who is that kid's name? I know Boomer. Who is my main bully for 5th grade? Oh, goodness. What was his name? Oh, I'm dying here. It is on the tip of my tongue, I swear. Hold on. Oh, his last name is like Bean. Braden Bean. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. I knew it started with a B. Braden Bean. Okay. Oh, dude. I got so much relief from finally remembering it. Oh, there's also Josue. I remember him because he has my name in Spanish. Let's see, who else? That's enough, I think. But those are some main people who appear in my dreams. Boop. Oh, my sister has arrived at home. I'll keep the video running when she comes in. I've always kind of wanted to record how loud she is. So in the end, I'll just say good night, goodbye, God bless, all that stuff, and then I'll just let you listen to her, and then I'll end it. So, dreams. Yeah, there's not a lot of prominent stuff, really. I never really flew in my dreams. I never really had super jumping. There's a few more dreams I could mention, but they're not that significant. Now I'm just trying to think of more people I knew in school. Trying to like cycle through their faces in my head and see if I can remember their names. Oh goodness. I remember the one person I was proud of was Bryce. Either Bryce or Bryson. Because he was kind of a jerk at first and an idiot, but then he improved. Fun story from school. So, I don't like getting hurt. Seemingly people like to fall down and crash. I don't know why. I prefer not to do that. So, one time I was in the hallway, I fell down, and instead of hitting my head and getting injured, I decided to roll out of it. So, fell down, hands out, rolled, got up. And then a teacher said, hey, no doing that in the hallways. And I got in trouble for not injuring myself and falling down, and instead saving myself with rolling. What the hell is that? That's ridiculous. Come on. Like, what? That teacher was honestly so well. Another fun one. So I was downstairs when my sister and mom were watching Gilmore Girls. Girls? I grew now. That's hard to say with this accent. Girls. Gilmore Girls. There we go. I learned the word sexy. Now, there was a classmate, I don't remember her name at all. And she was being sassy. Notice a similarity in the words. I said, you think you're being so sexy. I got sent to the principal's office and we had a nice little chat about how I learned that from Gilmore Girls. I'm sure my mom got a call later on saying, don't watch Gilmore Girls around a kid. You just called a kid sexy. And this was 3rd grade. Yeah, so not great. The reason opal is my favorite gemstone, closely followed by bismuth. Shout out to bismuth, and I have both on my shelf over there, but you can't see them right now. Go watch my room tour if you want to see that. Is because of Samantha. Samantha was her name. I just want to make sure I'm not saying the wrong person's name. I think it was Samantha. Yeah, I know it starts with it's Samantha. Samantha White. Samantha White. I think that's the exact name. I could be wrong, but I think that's it. We were somewhat friends, and we were reading a book on gemstones in the class during free time, and we discovered opal, and we were both fascinated by opal because it's beautiful, it's awesome. And from that 3rd grade experience, that is how my fascination started. Let's see if we can do my teachers. Okay, my teachers. Can't do kindergarten. 1st grade, no. 2nd grade, Miss Hope. I remember her distinctly. She was quite rude, but also nice and helpful. Not rude, but she was stern. Very, very stern. I liked her, honestly. 2nd grade is also when my favorite animal, the saber-tooth tiger, was chosen. And by chosen, I literally mean chosen. I chose it as my favorite animal. And my current favorite animal is the saber-tooth tiger, not because of any reasons. I just chose it in 2nd grade and never chose otherwise. There could be so many other options I would choose, but that's a legacy one. And honestly, opal's the same thing, and the SR-71. SR-71 I discovered when I was younger, and I just liked it. I've seen a picture of it, and at some random point in 2024, I decided to know everything about it and become a giga nerd on the SR-71 Blackbird. And it's my PFP and everything, and I'd love it. It's strange. 2nd grade seemed to originate a lot of things for me. I'm not sure why. Blue, same thing. I thought red was overrated as a kid. I was like, why does every kid like red? I like blue. And now 42D4FD is the hex code of my favorite color because it's a cool mix of turquoise, cyan, and it's light dark. It's a weird mix, like a confusing mix, but it's a mix of things I like. I like all of them, and it blends them well in a way that's also somewhat confusing, which is kind of funny. 3rd grade, we had 2. Miss White? No, that's 5th grade. Miss Edison and Miss something that weird. I think it starts with an R. It's like a long name, like Reinhardt or something strange. That is an Overwatch character. It's not Reinhardt. Something Wood, I think. 4th grade. Ooh, Miss Powell and Miss no clue. And then Miss White for 5th grade and Miss I can picture her. Not a chance, not a chance. Cannot do it. Never had any male teachers aside from like, oh, Mr. I've had some male teachers now in online school, but Mr. Nazemzadeh, you son of a bastard. So when COVID started and we were transitioning to, why don't people censor COVID? I don't get why that's a censored word. Like, who cares? But when it was starting, we were doing online school in Canva. It was a new thing for my school. They weren't used to it. Mr. Nazemzadeh was a horrible teacher. The worst thing he did in general was he wouldn't tell you when things were due. He would have a bunch of assignments all due on Sunday, and he kind of hide them somewhere. So if you didn't find them, you'd have 7 assignments you just had to do on Sunday. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing, my guy? What is this? This is not how you set up a course. But are you crazy? I mean, I don't know what you're going on about. I've had some teachers. I can't remember any of my other teachers' names before that. I don't know. But Nazemzadeh stuck, of course. No other teacher mattered to me, really, online-wise. Miss Edison is the one who caught me trying to steal candy. That one was funny. One thing I frequently did was I would just write with a pencil, and then I would not realize the pencil was in my hand, and I would just walk to the gym and go, oh, I have a pencil in my hand. Whoops. Ooh, teachers. Mr. Sears, he was gym teacher. He was athletic. Mr. Nah, Sears is it. No, wait, Mr. Davids? No, Davenport. Mr. Davenport, I think. I think it was Davenport. There's also a female one later on, but I don't know her. Yeah, Sears was the first one. He was the OG. Not sure if he still works there, but I liked him. He was respectful. He was cool. Okay, extracurricular. For some reason, we've had 3 music teachers, and I can't remember any of their names. Or the art teacher. Oh, Miss Harrison for what's it, not STEM, that's the, for gifted kids. Ace? Was it Ace? I think it was Ace. Something like that. I had Miss Harrison. One time it was the library teacher. One time it was this weird, stingy like, really obsessed science teacher who always had us learning about bugs. I kinda hated her. So it was the library teacher, that lady, Miss Harrison. Miss Harrison was always shutting down my shenanigans, but she was nice. I think she's actually the mother of Sophia. Sophia, not Samantha. Sophia White. Samantha was someone else. She was much larger and taller, and she always was proud of that for some reason. She would always like pat people on the head and rub the hair. That was weird. I didn't like that really. Why she didn't do that. Nevaeh and her two friends, they were Spanish. They would always make fun of me in the most annoying way possible. They would keep saying "stupido" to me, which is like, okay, A, I know that means stupid, and second, I said A, and second, I don't know why. Maybe I am stupid. I don't know. Maybe I jinxed myself. She says like "stupido." Just, it sounds so dumb. They were dumb. I guess they were dumb. They were female. And actually, the crazy thing is, in a milestone one year, we went to, like, before we had a designated milestone location, we went to the high school, and I actually found Nevaeh. I saw Nevaeh. She didn't recognize me in the slightest, but I was like, oh my god, it's Nevaeh. And I recognized Archangelo. He was less of an idiot, but still a class clown. I don't think I recognized anyone else. Maybe, no. No, I don't think I did. DJ lives pretty near me. Lives in a pretty expensive house, not gonna lie. He was actually in my backyard one time. I don't know. I recall that. He was in my backyard. I don't know why. We weren't really friends. I think actually he had a sister. Maybe her and my sister were friends, so he was just there. I don't know. That was weird. I don't know why they were there. So glad I got Brady and Bean, though. Sophia White. Sophia Watson? Was it Watson? Sophia Watson. I think it was Watson. I think it was Watson. Sophia Watson. I don't know. Samantha White, Sophia Watson, close enough. Who else? There's my sister. She's being pretty quiet tonight. That's weird. To be fair, the microphone probably can't pick up all the noise she's making. But yeah, she's being quiet. Let's see. More students I knew. Student career. So Garrett was my friend, and Jed, and there was one side person, sort of, like, we were sort of friends with him. No. But Garrett, he was kind of weird. Later on, he would always be very shy, and maybe he had depression or something. That was weird. I guess Milo didn't know Jed or Garrett. Milo was weird. He was obsessed with FNAF. He was just weird. Huh. Who else is there? Freaking 38-minute long video. iPhone's gonna die trying to upload this. I'm gonna change the thing. Boop. There. Okay, that's kind of annoying. Look at the colors. Look how they change. Hold up. Wait, do it under the light. Light out of the way. Look how the colors change. Pretty trippy. So. There was one. No, I don't know his name. Dominic? I think there was a Dominic. I'm trying to think if I know another female. I really didn't. There was like Juliet, the one I said was, I think I was autistic. She had some friends, but I didn't know them very well. She liked How to Train Your Dragon, I know that. Juliet, what's weird is my mom, for some reason, remembers her, and she remembers her as the girl I had a crush on, which I didn't, which was weird. I was like, no, Mom, which is funny, because, like, I had a crush on Wait, I remember something I said. One thing I said when I was. Wait, why did it not change to fun? I said that was in fade, please. Thank you, Lord. My eyes were trying. Actually, I'll set it to red. More soothing. There we go. So yeah, I actually said one time. I don't know who I said it to, but I said I had like a crush on multiple girls, and I think it was a girl who said, you can't do that. I was like, why not? I like multiple girls, why not increase my chances? that was so wrong. Also, one time I discovered Beethoven, and I wanted to impress my music teacher. I said, listen to any Beethoven lately? Beethoven is crazy. I said, didn't say batch. Gang, what were their names? I had 3 music teachers. I cannot think of any of their names. Let's music, art, what weren't really other extracurricular, or not, what are they called? Elections. Yeah, we really didn't have other elections aside from that. Oh. Well, there was the computer thing. She was kind of fun. I don't remember her name, but one thing she would always say is her tablets are, she says, I have 30 kids or something like that. And every time I forgot she was referring to her tablets. So I'd always go like, wait, what? Like multiple times I would keep forgetting that. And she says, don't use your nails, use your fingers on the tablets. So I found that kind of funny. Like, yeah, get them long nail girls out of here. Snaps, build a battle. So yeah, there's her. She's a relatively newer addition. Who else? I didn't really know many. No, we didn't really have any elections, honestly. It was gym, art, music. And later on, computer, whatever her name was, tech lab, something like that. Oh, wait, science. Don't know her name, or I don't recall the teacher. But one fun experience I had with her was I went to her office or not office, but her room to do something, class. There we go. I made the dumb decision of, instead of walking around the hallways, like, so you can go around like here, and then you can also cut that distance with in a little doorway. It's a really short passageway, so I can go from here to class, or go class here. I don't know why I did that the first time, but I left her class. Turns out the doors don't open from the outside. So I was stuck there knocking on both doors for like 10 minutes, and it started raining. So I was just this 10-year-old kid out in the rain trying to get inside. I was considering like running around the entire school and trying the other door. Eventually she did hear me and opened me. I was like, okay, thank God. That was a weird one. I did not like that experience. No, sir. Why is there something on my screen? What is that thing on my screen? Get off my, there we go. So yeah. Dang, this is a long-ass video for iPhone. I'm surprised my phone isn't overheating, honestly. And actually, guys, that's how I crapped out my first iPhone SE. I like the SE because of the home button. But yeah, I crapped out the first one because I didn't know how to record. In fact, I only recently learned how to record on Xbox. I wanted to record running across the entire Immortal Phoenix Rising map by setting up my phone over there. That took about 45 minutes. My old iPhone SE was not happy with that. Kind of overheated and everything started going bad. Like overheated. Like that shit was hot to touch. You couldn't hold it. Not a good idea. This one still occasionally gets warm. There is going to be the new SE with Apple Intelligence, but A, I don't need it. B, it's expensive. And A, I don't need it. So yeah, a little Charlie Brown piggy bank there. Got that from my aunt. Got a ukulele from my aunt one time when I was 10. Didn't really learn how to play it. My dad wanted me to learn how to play it. At the time, I didn't know why, but now I know it's because my aunt spent money on it. I didn't learn how to play it. All I was able to do really was play some pretty decent, or half decent at least, desert tunes like ding 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 ding. That's all I could do. And actually, I could do that on keyboard too. At my friend's house, he had a keyboard. Actually, we used to have a keyboard when we lived in Florida, but that's 10 years ago. So Yeah, my friend has a keyboard, and I could just choose any random sound and make a game soundtrack. One thing we used to do is duet. He would play actual notes on the left half of the piano, and then I'll be on the higher notes, adding things. And I am pretty musically decent. I couldn't replicate notes, and I couldn't learn, but when it comes to like throwing some notes into Crow Music Lab or playing them on a piano, I can pop that shit off. I'm being honest. I'm curious if anyone's actually watching this song. Like, is anyone gonna watch some random kid subscribe to or not just talk in the dark for 45 plus minutes? If so, then damn, shout out to whoever you are. You're swag. Unless you skipped here. If you skipped a lot to get here, then not swag. Still good ish. It's like half here. Not this. Just this. And now my sister's on the phone. Why is it the one time I actually tried to record she's being quiet? That's annoying. Against the wall. So yeah, I think I've done enough. I mean, I'd have to intentionally try to think of what else to talk about at this point. No need to make the video any longer. So I suppose, Joshua 1:9, have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be discouraged. Do not be afraid, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. And Proverbs 23:9, do not talk to fools, for they will despise your words of wisdom. And I hope you enjoyed. God bless. And if you watch one, I will see you in another video. Well, I won't see you, really. You'll see me, honestly. Well, you won't see me. If you watch another video, you will hear me in another video. Unless you have me on mute. Well, shit. You will see, well, unless you have your screen off. Why would you have your screen off and have the video on mute? I don't know. But you will be sending data to the YouTube servers that you are watching my video. And that is cool. So, adios, my friend.